topic that right now is very relevant for the industry. And it's called the importance of being sustainable in the spirits industry in our days. And the idea with this concept is to encourage everybody, every single consumer, every single rum, scotch, gin producer, to adopt the same path, right? There is one only planet, and it's the time to change the way we do things, right? That's why Flor de Caña is very eager to communicate this very important theme. For the next half an hour, we're going to see mainly certifications about how to be sustainable, process of how can we take care of our planet, right? And obviously our society and community surrounding. The CEO of this company always says, there is no successful business in marginated communities. You have to integrate them, and they need to be successful with you. Flor de Caña, we are a premium rum from Nicaragua in Central America, with 130 years of tradition now in 2020. Founded in 1890, right, long time ago. And this is when the story began, right, in a place called Chichigalpa in Nicaragua, with this Italian entrepreneur that came from the old continent and lived in all these commodities to come to Nicaragua to establish a boat steam business. But then in 1890 he decided, and he said, I'm in a land of fertile soils, lakes, minerals, volcanoes. I'm going to produce the best rum. And that's when he created Flor de Caña in 1890. And it has been already 5 generations from the same family, the Pelas family, having the dedication to family unit values, commitment to excellence, innovation, and sustainable development and growth. From Don Alfredo Francisco all the way to Eduardo, our actual CEO. Only 3 in 10,000 companies reaches the 5th generation. This is just a small stat. We are aged on the side of an active volcano called San Cristobal. This is what shapes the profile of flavor of Flor de Caña. All the minerals, rich mineral that goes to the soil, is obviously absorbed by the sugar cane that translate that to the molasses and gives the unique profile, flavor profile to our rum. We are naturally aged in premium bourbon barrels. They used to contain bourbon for 2 years before, right? And we seal them with plantain fiber. And this is to keep it natural. We don't add any artificial ingredients, no sugar, and no accelerants. The real estate of, the particular real estate of Chichigalpa and the volcano allows the wood to open its pores, and the rum gets everything from there, color, aroma, and flavor. Very important in these times, you know, is most of the expenses of society's health for the government is disease that comes out of sugar in the food or in the drink. Flor de Caña has 0 traces of sugar because we are 5-time distilled, and then in the aging process we don't add any caramel and we don't add any sugar. And this is certified. It's not Raul Zeledon saying it here, but we have the Sensol Inc. and the LMC to certify in a yearly basis that we don't have any traces of sugar. In terms of calories, we have a bit lower or almost the same amount of calories from a scotch, whiskey, or a vodka. Calories is not the same of sugar. We are the rum in the lowest amount of calories in the market. That is something very, very important.
Ladies and gentlemen, we now come to our Spirit Producer of the Year. Now, last year, we made the decision to change the Spirit Producer Awards away from grouping by country and instead towards grouping by product, therefore truly reflecting a company's expertise and dedication to a particular style of production. So these awards are made to the producer from each group represented whose entries achieved the best overall results in the competition. The Rum Producer of the Year. And the winner is Flor de Caña.
One of Latin America's most prestigious rums, winning a huge number
He's
of
the guy that
awards,
received the award.
and
Sorry. Global Rum Producer of the Year. What does this mean? It's not about one SKU. It's not about the 25 or the 18 being the best rum in the world. But the Global Rum Producer is in general for the whole production process that goes to field to the bottle. And we're going to see it why we was awarded as the best rum producer while the explanation moves forward. In front of us, we have our premium and ultra premium rums. From left to right, we have the 12, 18, and the 25. So we can start with the 12. Yes, we're gonna taste, we're gonna do an explanation about this SKU that for us is our flagship. We always promote the 12 years old. Actually, it's the one that I have in my pin as well. Because we believe it's what makes us different from most of the rums when you go from 12 to 25. If you see, if we can put the glass just upon the light, it has a reddish amber color, beautiful red amber color. If you can see your glass or you can see mine, you see how the glass gets well marked and you see the legs, how they go down very slowly. And this is synonymous of aging. This is synonymous of wood. It's a full body rum. Aroma of red fruits. Honey and toasted nuts. Please, let's taste it. Wood, vanilla, baked apples, citric, orange. That's how we start with the 12 years old. The way how we recommend it, I would always say, I'll drink it neat, but you can add an ice cube. It goes very well with high-end cocktails. Actually, in Paris, they're doing very well, making old fashions in many high-end restaurants and cocktail bars in Paris. Old fashioned with the 12 years old is my favorite. But you can also mix it with a little bit of sparkling water, premium sparkling water as well. We are proud to be sustainably sourced and produced rum. What this means? We have an holistic approach to sustainability through the entire process from field to bottle. We are a single estate rum, means that all the production from zero or A to Z is held in our lands. That goes for environment, employees, and community. Certifications is very important. It's very important that now the brands, they do very good practices, but it's also very important to be certified. We are the only rum producer that has the sugar mill with the Bon Sucro certification, that is raw materials and sustainably sourced, and all the way to the bottle to be fair trade certified. And this is to comply with more than 300 environmental and social standards. The CO2 is a topic that is booming right now. It's a topic that is affecting every single person in every single corner in the planet. The CO2 is causing a lot of damage. And the spirit industry is not on the side of this effect. You know the fermentation process. Every single spirit producer that goes through a fermentation process produces CO2. Flor de Caña, I don't want to say that it might be the only one, but we capture and we have the technology to capture this CO2, process this CO2 with zero emissions, and then sell it to the cola and beer industry. They buy it to produce, obviously, the gasification effect. It's one of the most modern plants around. Distilled with 100% renewable energy for the last 11 years. Renewable energy is something that is boosting and is very famous for the last 3 or 4 years. Zero emission cars coming out. We've been doing renewable energy for the last 11 years based on the burning of the bagazo. We don't use commercial energy to distill Flor de Caña. It's like taking out of the streets around 1,000 cars per year in terms of pollution. And this is something that every single spirit producer, not only rum, should start taking care of. Right now, you know, everything is about trend. consumers are demanding what is behind the product that I'm drinking. If I buy Flor de Caña or any other, am I contributing to something that has to do with environmental or social programs? And they're gonna start asking this more and more with the time. More and more when we still listening things in the TV saying that, you see this Swedish girl that is very famous right now, the little girl from Sweden, talking to all the presidents saying, hey, it's my generation the ones going to take care of the world for the next years. So you need to start doing something. So that's why we choose this very important topic. We also have the certification that has to do with production, but we always have kosher certification, and this is, we receive the visit of a rabbi on a yearly basis just to make sure that we don't combine kingdoms and we don't use any chemicals in the process. 300 rigorous labor, social, and environmental standards to be able to have all these certifications around. Employees, we are a rum with human faces. For us, employees are the main priority. Next is environment, and the last one is profit. Social responsibility, I remember 10 years ago, everybody was social responsibility. What can we do? What can we host? What can we give to say that we are social responsible? Since 1913, we opened schools to give free education to all the children of the people that works in the field. Free medical attention since 1958 to give free medical attentions to all the workers and their families. Nearly 600 kids enrolled in primary and secondary school, and more than 7,100 surgeries already. Community. Our owners, President and Chairman Don Carlos Pelas and his wife in 1989, they suffered a plane crash. 130 people, just a few left alive. Two of them, Don Carlos and Doña Vivian, they spent 2 years to heal and recover from burns. They suffered 70% of their body got burned with 3rd degrees burns. 2 years later, when they started to be active again, Doña Vivian opened in 1991 Aproquen, which is a organization that gives free treatment to children that suffer burns in Nicaragua. And to treat people that suffer burns is not taking a pill and then go home. You can have children spending 2 years with their families, at least one member of the family in the hospital, and we take care of all the treatment. And Flor de Caña is the main donor since 1991 for this beautiful and lovely cause. And it says, let's turn tears into smiles. That's the slogan of this organization that is very famous now in Central America and other countries. American Nicaragua Foundation for more than 1.5 billion in AIDS, classrooms, housing, food, community, potable water for very, very remote communities to drink potable water, constructed wells and all that. This is a quick video about the holistic sustainable model.
Flor de Caña is a great partner for fair trade. It's a company that has already invested so much in the well-being of their workers and in the stewardship of their environment. By joining fair trade, they're raising the bar even higher on themselves and on the entire spirits industry.
Mi papá laboró por más de 50 años aquí en la compañía. Yo nací en el hospital recibiendo los beneficios de salud. Al crecer, recibí el beneficio de la educación aquí en la compañía. Los mismos beneficios que recibí yo, recibieron mis hijos.
El programa que desarrolla Flor de Caña adopta un árbol en el cual anualmente se siembra 50,000 árboles
trees
en
planted
Nicaragua.
in a yearly basis. This is very important. The earth is not an inheritance from our parents, but a loan from our children. Some articles in very important media and magazines, the spirit business saying Flor de Caña is committed to sustainable practices. National Geographic, sustainable and natural Flor de Caña is much more than a rum. And liquor.com is distilled with 100% renewable energy and is fair trade certified. 2018's World Best Rum Distillery by the International Rum Conference. Our global footprint is we are in 70 countries by now. Number 1 exporter brand of Nicaragua. Fastest growing premium rum in the Americas. Among the top 5 premium rums worldwide. And the most eco-friendly rum in the planet. And we feel very proud that not only having the best liquid, which is 100 naturally aged, with no sugar and no accelerants, but we also say that we are the most eco-friendly rum in the world. What makes Flor de Caña unique? 5 generations, single family estate rum. We don't buy materials from other farms. Everything comes from Chichigalpa, from ground to bottle. Naturally aged and enriched by an active volcano. Top quality credentials as the best global rum producer in the world, and fair trade certified and sustainably sourced. Any questions so far? Until here we proceed to the 5 cents tasting with the 18. Any questions? Yes, madam. Let me get the microphone close.
Do you use organic sugar cane or do you use pesticides or?
Very good question. No, we don't. Otherwise, we wouldn't have the Bon Sucro certification, which is the most prestigious certification in sugar mills. Everything is recycled, water, soil, enriched all the time. Straight answer, we don't use any single pesticide because it's not on the DNA of the company. Maybe other sugar mills around or in Central America, but we are the only Bon Sucro and fair trade certified in the whole region, which is something important. And obviously, you will never get it if we use pesticide or any type of chemicals while the sugarcane is being harvested or grown. Any other questions? Anything that comes to your mind that has to do with environmental, any process? No. Perfect. So let's go with the 5 cents tasting, 5 cents protocol, and we continue with the next SKU, which is the 18 years old. I will appreciate now if we all participate. Whatever comes to your mind is good. There are no wrong answers. We're going to use 5 cents. We're going to use vision, smell, taste, touch, and hearing. Let's start with vision. Let's try to put your glass just upon the light. It's a brilliant amber, beautiful brilliant amber. Remember, because of the real estate of being on the side of an active volcano and having the ocean 20 minutes away, makes it hot and humid. That allows the wood to open its pores and everything comes from the wood. Aroma, flavor, and color. That's why we have a beautiful, brilliant amber. If you see my glass or you see yours, you see how the legs comes down very slowly through the glass and the glass gets well marked. That's synonymous of pure aging in wood that we get from the bourbon industry. American white oak. Aroma. If we move from the 12 years, more citric, and then to the 18 years, more complex, we have even more complex aromas. Intense vanilla, notes of nuts and caramel, as you can see in the tasting note that you have in front. Please, let's taste it, let's enjoy it. Complex, but at the same time very smooth with a long-lasting flavor. Intense vanilla. Remember, even if it tastes a little bit sweet, there's no sugar content, 0 sugar content. Everything comes straight from the wood. I will ask somebody to help me in this, but I want to be holding my microphone, but I want to hold the glass as well with me. If you could put a little bit of rum in the palm of your hand, please. Like my colleague here is doing. Put a little bit of rum in the palm of your hand. Just a little bit. And rub your hands until it gets dry. Flor de Caña in 1.5 ounces or 5 centiliters contain 60 calories. As I said, the rum with the lowest amount of calories, and contains 0 traces of sugar. 5 times distilled and naturally aged gives you the sensation that you have right now in your hands. No sticky sensation. And you smell your hand, you can feel the hint of wood. That is something very, very important. The last sense that we're going to use is the sense of hearing. People say that if you are in Paris and you put your glass very close to your ear, you still listen all the crowd chanting Mbappe's goal to win the final World Cup here in Paris. Actually, what we're going to listen to is glasses in the middle. Chin chin. Señores, Managua. Thank you for coming. Thank you for assisting to the Flor de Caña. I don't like to call it masterclass, but I like to call it sharing the story. I'm pretty sure I don't have that much things to teach you, but to predict or to tell the story to the world about Flor de Caña, what it's doing. And for the last SKU that we're going to try is the jewel of the crown. It's the 25 years old. That is the last one. On the tasting notes, imagine how many good and bad things you did in your life. More good than bad, I can tell. We waited all that time to take the rum out of that barrel. With a lot of patience and a lot of love to create this unique product. Quickly, it's a dark amber, full body, obviously. Notes of vanilla and dark cacao. And please, enjoy it. Enjoy a unique product. Enjoy a unique rum that you won't find that many in the market around. Please, thank you so much. Any questions? Any doubts? It is not a common topic to talk about, but we believe that instead of talking about the production process, we can afford to talk about and to encourage everybody to think about taking care of the planet. Having sustainable and eco-friendly process inside every single spirit company is the only way that we can contribute to the planet and for the next generations. We are in the 5th generation and we want to keep on 6th, 7th, 8th, 9th, whatever it takes. But it only will happen if we all put our efforts and our small contribution to this cause. Thank you very much. And let's keep drinking rum. Okay? Thank you so much. Thank you.